Wrong event.
Oh. Wimbledon season, of course, means a full range of Wimbledon-specific gear from Babolat.
So today we're going to be showing you the brand new Babolat Wimbledon range. We have luggage, we have kids rackets, performance rackets, and some mid-range options too.
As well as pims to go with it, naturally.
Of course, and some strawberries, and I think we have some cream for later.
I don't like cream.
Ah, what?
No, it's gross.
Don't know.
You've got so much strawberry on your teeth. Whilst we're taking a break, please hit that subscribe button. It's just down there. Like, follow, share and subscribe so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis. Right, back to Wimbledon. First up, Josh.
As you can see us modelling some luggage. We have the big boy here that Joe has with very nice details on the shoulder strap, and I have the backpack. There is also one that we don't carry, but I'm told it is the best-selling bag at Wimbledon, is the wine cooler bag.
Oh, of course
They're in the same style. There is a wine cooler option.
That is beautiful.
A chill bag. It looks exactly like this, slightly different shape. So you can get that. If you go to the championships, they are available.
So, the big bag, and I think what is nice is it is very
big.
It's very big, but it's classy. They had a white one a couple of years ago, which was very nice.
Very nice.
But maybe not practical for your everyday player. This has kept the sophistication. You've got the, albeit faux, leather detailing and the nice sort of crosshatch pattern. So very sophisticated and obviously practical, can get all your rackets in, your gels, your strawberries, all that.
Your gels. So of course it's important, with luggage, one of the best things, if you want to have a Wimbledon item, you don't want to change racket to a Babolat racket, maybe you use a Wilson blade or something, you think, oh, I can't change to a Babolat racket, but I want a Wimbledon thing, get the bag.
Yeah.
The bag's great. You can cross brands between bag and racket, it's okay. It's acceptable.
Yeah, socks and shoes apparently not okay according to the people out there, but bags and rackets apparently okay, although not something I would do. Let's start our racket journey with the smallest member in the family.
Yeah, it'll only be quick, but I think they're a really nice looking racket. They are Ali's, so they're at the cheaper end. They're great for sort of under 8s playing red tennis in terms of actually using it. Of course, if you want to get this nice memento because you go to Wimbledon or you like the look of it, then also a very nice option. But I think it's a really nice kids racket.
It is, and it's what I like is that it's still playful because it's got the sort of the Wimbledon lettering, but it's all kept within sort of a similar palette, so it's sort of less garish than previous versions have been. Yes, very nice if you're a small child, or Carlos Alcaraz and Leylah Fernandez apparently using this racket this year, so it might be a tough tournament for those two. More importantly, Josh, a question for you. Carlos Alcaraz playing with this racket,
yeah,
would he still beat you?
No.
No?
With that size?
Yeah.
No chance.
There's a challenge for you there, Carlos.
We are now into a aluminium graphite composite. That means it's got an aluminium shell, but we have graphite in the throat and at the top to give it a bit more stability. It's a bit more playable as a racket, but again, really it's designed as a nice Wimbledon aesthetic, a nice something that is limited edition, so you can keep it and remember the 2025 championships fondly.
Yes, again, very similar palette to the last one. You've now got a more distinct sort of the Babolat 2 stripes, which we obviously love.
More grassy green.
Yeah, more sort of a grassy green going on. Very, very nice. It also features, again, Carlos Alcaraz holding the trophy this time, not the Evoke T.
So he must have won this with, he must have won the trophy with it.
I'd assume so. So could the question again, Josh, if Carlos Alcaraz was playing with this racket, would he still beat you?
Bit tougher.
Now we're onto a racket that any professional tennis player would beat both Josh and I with. It is
the main event.
Yes, it is, of course, the Pure Drive.
And this is really why you're all here, to look at the brand new Pure Drive.
Very sophisticated, sort of grey, bronzy, with some gold detail. it's very nice actually. I think it's pretty classy, and it's a nice separation from the others, which are clearly more playful, meant for a less serious player. This is quite a serious looking racket.
Yes, it is, and those of you will know that I love the Pure Drive, and so I also like this aesthetic. Would I choose it over the blue Pure Drive? I wouldn't, but many people, we've had it up in the shop for a few weeks now, many people have said they do prefer it. So if they were Pure Drive players and were choosing between the two, would get this. Obviously, it's quite nice if you use Pure Drive and you need a second one. Pretty cool to get the same racket in a different cosmetic. Going to play almost identically. So a very nice shot.
Yes, we have obviously reviewed this racket in full microscopic detail. So check out our review of that. Here, there should be a link up there where you can watch the full review of that if you want more details on the Pure Drive. But it's fantastic. The new updated flax, you've got a much more forgiving, sort of softer feeling.
Flax Tape 2.0.
Yes, a much more sort of forgiving, softer feeling Pure Drive. So slightly less sledgehammery. But again, full review, click up there. Next up, we have footwear, Josh.
Yes, of course, a grass court shoe and a grass court sole unit. So we have the nice pimply texture on the bottom. Shall we have a look at this year's Wimbledon shoe, which all the Babolat sponsored head to toe players will be in. And here it is. Of course it is white. You must wear all white at Wimbledon, and footwear is no exception. We have sort of a champagne-y colour that's been brought in, so it breaks up from the pure white. Okay.
So I'm actually quite surprised by the champagne, Josh, because it's not strictly white, and it's actually it's a lot more champagne-y than I'd expect, because at Wimbledon, as you know, there are very strict rules on what you can and cannot wear.
I'm sure they stringently tested it and put it through the Footwear and Clothing Committee at Wimbledon to make sure it is in line with their standards.
But they haven't always been so meticulous, have they?
They haven't. It was a few years ago when they released a shoe, and on the back here, it had a logo in green. And they were not allowed, and it meant that someone from Babolat UK had to actually crawl around the floor of the practice courts with Tipp-Exing the green logo. That is no word of a lie. Even players in the top 20 in the world, the very few that were using Babolat shoes, were having their logo Tipp-Exed, because it did not make the standard.
Listen, rules is rules.
Rules is rules.
Rules is rules. If you've got to get your Tipp-Ex out to meet the stringent, but albeit necessary rules at Wimbledon.
And of course all the ground staff also will be wearing Babolat footwear to make sure they have proper grip when picking up balls and pulling covers over wet courts.
The shoe is a Jet Mach 3, a very, very fine shoe.
It's one of Babolat's premium shoes along with the Pro Pulse Fury. The Jet is a lower profile, flatter. It is a speed, all-court agility shoe. It's very light, one of, if not the lightest shoes on the market. Not so much for side-to-side stability, but on grass, less required. It's about forwards and backwards movements, being fast, agile, and speedy, just like me.
So you think if you were wearing this shoe playing against Carlos Alcaraz,
it makes all the difference.
He'd have no chance.
Is Alcaraz in Crocs?
Alcaraz would be playing on his knees, I think. But there you go, the Babolat Wimbledon Jet Mach 3. So there we go. Wimbledon is around the corner, and the Babolat Wimbledon range is beautiful and ready to go.
In the books.
Yes, in the books. Time for a Pims.
If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you give us a little subscribe. This bottle of Pims was full when we started. It's taken quite a few takes. So if you appreciate that, and if Pims want to sponsor the channel, we are available. We are available to all sponsors. But not racket brands. We've drawn the line. We will not take sponsorship from racket brands. But Pims, come join the party.
Yeah. As always, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis. And Babolat and Wimbledon and Pims.
I definitely would beat Alcaraz if he used a kid's racket.